Welcome back, everybody. Thursday morning show off and rolling. Much more on the Wolves' big win last night coming up later on the show. We'll dive into that in our second hour. We mentioned a week from today, the biggest class reunion that we have in the state of North Dakota, better known as the state track meet, gets going out in Bismarck. Our next guest is going to be part of that. That's just one of the sports that he has excelled at is his time at Maple River High School, which is about to wrap up. Then he's on to play football at the University of Sioux Falls. I've been keeping an eye on him over the last couple of years. I've seen him out, his name on the recruiting trail, and he's going to be playing football in the NSIC next year. From Maple River, T. Sylling joins us here this morning on Hot Mic. First off, I got to make sure, we were joking off air. How often do you get called Ty?
I get called it a lot. My name gets mispronounced quite a bit. It's pretty funny.
You just roll with the punches now?
Yeah, I just got to laugh at it.
Well, I appreciate you giving us some time this morning. First off, congrats on qualifying for state track. Give me the mindset of getting ready for next week with one last run out in Bismarck.
I'm just ready to have a lot of fun because I knew it was a lot of fun last year when I did one event. So I'm sure when I do 3 events, and especially 2 on the track, that I'm really excited to do that. I feel like it'll be a really good time.
How much has that, T, helped you for your other sports? You play basketball, you play football. How much has track helped you get ready for football specifically?
I think it's just been training. I feel like running and doing the sprints really helps me just build that speed up that I can use in football, build that quickness. And then obviously being a quarterback and throwing the javelin kind of correlate pretty well. So I feel like it just kind of built on it.
You just last week state qualifying run the 223.18. You had a PR in the 100. You feel like your best times are ahead of you for next week?
Yeah, hopefully I can get a good win that state.
What do you like the 1 or the 2 prefer, or do you have a preference in one of those?
I've always been kind of a 100 runner, but then I kind of like started doing well at it this year, and it's become a lot of fun, and which I didn't really expect at all because I've mainly just been doing the 100 my whole high school career.
I got to ask here about football. Tell me about the recruiting cycle, because you play at a 9-man school, which now that it's become more popular for colleges to find it, but did you have to search out schools, or did they come to you?
It was kind of a mix of both. I went to a lot of camps, a lot of junior days, and quite a few like visits and calls. But some coaches did reach out, but a lot of it was kind of going out and talking to them first.
When did you get a sense that you could play at the next level?
I feel like last year I did a lot of weight training and plyometrics my sophomore summer and going into my junior year. And I felt like I had a pretty successful junior year, and I knew I was be able to like really succeed my senior and really show the colleges that I could play.
You were named first team quarterback, North Dakota 9-man. What did that mean to you?
It meant a pretty big deal because I knew last year I like kind of had a big head, and I thought I wanted it. I wanted it pretty bad, and I thought I needed it, but just to get it this year was a pretty big relief.
Knowing full well the level of players in 9-man, I mean, there's some dudes. Describe that honor being honored at the Fargo Dome.
It was pretty big. To stand in front of all those people, like obviously I would want to play, but obviously just getting that award and representing my region like that in my school, it meant a lot.
You also played, I think we featured this during the fall. You played in the craziest game of the year, an 82-58 game. What do you, outside of no defense, what do you remember about that game?
Yeah, I remember watching my coach's interview with you, yeah. And me and my teammates were just laughing so much. It was pretty fun. And just what I remember from that game was just having a good time because it was a beautiful day, just running out playing basically backyard football because there's no defense.
So what are your coaches telling you on the sidelines when the game is playing out the way it was?
I know my assistant coach, Sean Belkey, he was also my history teacher, so we're pretty good buddies. He would just tell me to go get one more, go get one more touchdown, make sure we don't slip that lead.
82-50. I mean, you just got to. How exhausted were you after a game like that?
Well, after a couple runs, he'd cramp, and then I have to go out for a play, yeah. And then I have to come back in for a couple plays. So it was kind of miserable, but fun at the same time.
That last game, you lost to Hankinson and the year. What the emotions of that, knowing that it was over? Tell me about that.
Well, I know me and my team didn't hold anything back that game, so I was proud of my teammates. I was proud of our coaching staff because we really just brought it all that game, and it just wasn't our night. And Hankinson played a really good game, and we just couldn't stop some of their schemes, some of their offense. So we just it felt good to know that we gave it our all and just really tried our best. But it was also pretty crushing to lose that way.
You also knew, though, your football career wasn't done. I know that's not solace, but what was that thought like? Okay, this is not the last time I'm putting the pads on.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous for the future because I know that if you succeed in high school football, you don't know what's going to happen in college because there's just that level of competition. And I'm excited for it, but I'm also like a little anxious because I just don't know what to expect really.
I was going to ask, so tell me about when USF came into the picture and why that was the school for you.
Well, they called and offered me, and I really had never heard of the school. But me and Coach Luders had a really good conversation over the phone, and I was actually coming back from another school's camp, which was pretty fun, and it was super surprising. And then we went down for a game day,
Yeah.
and I really liked it. It kind of felt like home, and the coaches like brought me and my parents into the office and like really just set it all on the plate. Like they just had so much information, and I really liked how they were so straightforward, and just I saw the way that they coached on the field, obviously, and I just really loved it.
Was it a commit on site, or did you go home and think about it?
I think it was 2 days after.
Okay.
Because I looked at my dad and I said, "This might be it," and he just had the biggest grin on his face. It was pretty funny because then the recruiting process was over. We could relax and just really settle into our new home.
The fact that you're going to play Division II football, what's that mean to you?
It means a lot. I've always watched college football. I've loved football my whole life, and just to be a part of it, I'm really excited for.
So obviously you play quarterback in high school. Where are they thinking of playing you in the Division II level?
Well, at first, like a lot of schools, I was just gonna try and do it like an athlete to maybe see where they would put me. But then they kind of had talked about moving me to outside linebacker, and I'm like, sure, just whatever you think will get me on the field, and I'm excited to play that.
Did you play? How much defense did you play? Because 9-man, you got to play both ways. So how much defense though were you playing?
Well, obviously, in a lot of our games are pretty high scoring, so probably not very much. But I tried my best, and my team tried our best, and I just really love it because you just really straightforward. There's not really much like scheme to it.
Right.
You just got plays.
You get to go and hit people. That's basically what you're going to do, right?
Yeah, especially a linebacker. Yeah.
The NSIC is pretty darn good, T. What obviously you know about the Dragons up here in Fargo Moorhead. What about Jamestown? Obviously, is going to be in that league now, knowing full well the level of competition. What's appealing to you? What are you excited about, knowing what you're going to get yourself into?
Yeah, I've really just taken interest in it this past couple of years as the coaches have started to talk to me, and I didn't really know very much about D2, but then once I started to look into it, I'm like, geez, there's some dudes in this league, and I'm just really excited to be a part of that and just really be in that level of competition.
The fact you mentioned you committed, I want to say September, correct?
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
So to have it done, how much of a relief was that for the rest of the season for you?
Yeah, because me and my parents were like always kind of stressing about it, always looking or like where to go, what to see, and just really to be done was kind of a huge relief for us to just know that this is the spot we want to go to, or I want to go to.
Was it always football, or was there another sport that had your interest when you were growing up?
I really got into track, especially my sophomore year, and I think I'm thinking about dual sporting down in Sioux Falls, which is really fun. And just really only football, though.
You throw the jav. That is one of my favorite events for personally in track. Outside of the obvious, you need to be good. How do you be good in that, in the javelin? I mean, you need upper body strength, but what else do we not know about to become good at the javelin throw?
It took me a while because it's mainly just your feet also, because you just really got to build up that power as in your run up and just really release it at the right point and with the right steps. And it took me a while to get that right. And me and my coach really worked on it. And I feel like I've kind of got it down this year.
In North Dakota with the wind, man, how do you be good at the javelin? That's all I wonder. The wind's got to take that everywhere, right?
You just got to hope that the track meet places it behind it or in front of it.
Are you going to be competing in that as well at state next week?
Yep.
Describe that anticipation of doing that as well for the last time.
I feel like it's just been my favorite event for so long, and just come in because I'm ranked second in Class B right now, and just I'm really excited to just try and PR and obviously just place.
I got to give you a hard time here for your game. We mentioned that 82-58 game. You scored 7 touchdowns. Is that right?
I think either 7 or 8 around there. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, 7. Sorry, 7 rushing touchdowns. Well, I don't want to short you. 1 passing touchdown. How much did your buddies, your classmates, give you a hard time on Monday when you came back to school?
Yeah, my classmates really kind of laid into me, and some of my teachers thought it was pretty funny.
To have a game like that, I mean, just that's the pinnacle, right? Of like that on a Friday night, playing with my friends. I know you wanted to win, but to have that kind of game, you're going to have that memory forever, right?
Yeah.
Describe now what's ahead. You got finishing out school here. You got a couple weeks left, then it's off. And then what has Sioux Falls told you about what they want you down there to start school?
So I'm kind of disappointed because I don't get to go down there till like August 4th because as a freshman they don't provide housing, and it's too far away for me to drive for summer workouts, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm still excited for it.
So what do you get to do? So are you working out at home here for the next couple months to get ready to go down?
Yep. Yeah, I'll be just working out at either the local gym or just at my school's gym, and then also doing some construction landscaping over the summer.
There you go. You got to get that in too. I really appreciate the time, but congratulations. Good luck next week at state, and we'll stay in touch. Okay.
Thank you, Dom. I appreciate it.
There he goes. T. Sylling. Make sure you get it right. It's not Ty. It's not Sylling. T. Sylling joining us here from Maple River. One of the best athletes in our state, and you'll keep an eye on him next week at the state track meet in Bismarck, and he'll be playing football in the Northern Sun at Sioux Falls next season. Good stuff there, and we appreciate it. Again, we had to go back to that game because I think we had Coach Fontaine on afterwards, that 82-58 game earlier this year. And again, his stat line, 27 rushes, 389 yards, 7 rushing touchdowns, and a passing touchdown. Other than that, not so great. What a wild game. Appreciate his time here. We'll come back. We'll wrap up our first hour. Big second hour coming up. Much more on the Wolves' victory last night and a heck of a lot more on the NFL schedule. Back on Hot Mike on this Thursday right after this.